Strafford at Rockbottom Farm. This week is the dairy issue in 7 days, and we are going to meet the family behind Strafford Organic Creamery.
Little family is Earl and me and our 4 boys, Clifford, Jackson, Harley, and Oliver.
Well, I would say it's like heaven on earth. We take very good care of the land, and in return the land takes very good care of us. And that was my grandfather's motto when he started this farm in the 70s, and it's still what we practice today.
When I got out of college, there were still 8 operating dairy farms in Strafford, and now we're the only one. But when I was a kid, there were 24 operating dairy farms in Strafford, and now they're all gone.
I've always wanted to be a farmer. I've always wanted to be like my parents. And I believe that if you love what you do, you never work a day in your life, and I love it. We're going on my 17th hour of work today, and I'm having fun.
Well, we're a standalone creamery, which means we bottle our own milk, which is pretty unusual. Most places, dairy farms, especially this size, would have a big milk truck that comes every other day and just takes milk away to a centralized processing place. But we do it all here. We milk Guernsey cows, and everything we do is about getting that best milk in the bottle. So how we take care of the land, how we take care of the cows.
I'm really proud of our cows and our grass. The cows are all going to be coming through here, so they'd probably rather you stood off to the side on one side or the other. They'll probably all stop and just stare at you. Yep, they're out there 22 hours a day. They come in the barn just to get milk. They go immediately back to pasture.
Guernseys have very unique milk composition and cream.
Come on, girls. Let's go.
It tastes better because the cows are on grass outside and because they're Guernsey cows. Come on, girls, time to go. I know, it's a new person. Okay, so we're gonna push everybody in and then we'll be ready to go. Come on, girls, move up. Come on, keep them moving. So these cows have loaded, there's 12 cows in here. So I have to dip them all, and then I have to squirt out a little bit of milk, and then I have to wipe them off, and then I have to hook the machines up.
We do everything in our power to make our cows happy, and in return they provide for us. People say that dairy farmers work hard. I think dairy cows work pretty hard too. So.
Hi, ladies.
This is Larkspur.
Larkspur.
She's our second oldest cow. Well, this is Pomegranate. She's very versatile.
Pomegranate. Hi, sweetheart.
My dad moved to Strafford, Vermont, and so he named the place Rockbottom Farm. I think the first commune started in 1965. So this was my father's original barn, 36 cow tie stall barn. When we brought our 6 cows from down there up here, my dad went and bought 12 more cows. We got involved in 4-H. We were doing all the farm kids stuff. Being black in Vermont has always been interesting because it's existing in a place where people don't expect you to be, regardless of your profession. He's like, so where are you from? I'm like, well, I was born here. No, but originally, I'm like, no, I was born here. This is where I've lived my entire life. What I remember from being a kid is that there were a fair number of dairy farmers that were not particularly welcoming to my mother and us children, but that has changed pretty dramatically as the number of dairy farms has gone down. There's far more camaraderie amongst dairy farmers, and a lot of them I've known since I was a child. I didn't become a dairy farmer because I love talking to people and I want to spend as much time around them as possible and help them to understand who I am. I became a dairy farmer because I don't really like that. I would rather spend time outside with cows and machines and trees and grass. And so I realized the thing that lots of generations of Vermonters had realized before me, which is that most of these hill farms are really only good for growing grass, and really the only way to make money on grass at this scale is to milk cows. So we became actually the 23rd certified organic dairy farm in the state of Vermont. I just got to the part where we were getting married, so.
I came here from Jackson, New Hampshire.
And she came to Vermont to go to law school.
And Earl is a very good dancer. And he spun me around, and we danced all night, and I was pretty taken with him, and that was the start of the 2 weeks until we decided to get married.
We just hit it off immediately.
When I graduated, I was pregnant with our first kid.
When we started the creamery, we were like, we've got this great milk. Guernsey cows make high butterfat milk that's really delicious, and we thought that we could sell it. So then the spring of 2001, we started putting milk in a glass bottle.
And so it gives us a unique opportunity to sell directly to our customers. So we are able to, set our own price.
Yeah, we don't work with any big stores, so it's pretty much co-ops, natural food stores. You know, UVM Medical Center, if you're in the hospital, you're getting our milk. There's a lot of pressures, and one of the big pressures is the dairy industry kind of collapsing around us.
Obviously, when you plan for your future, most careers don't have an uncertain future like the dairy industry does.
There's not much of a margin in dairy farming. Trying to figure out how to make enough money to support more people is it's a challenge.
Dairy farms are not just about a pretty landscape or wearing overalls or putting in hay with your family, which are kind of awesome. At the very root of it is dairy farms feed people. You know, all farms feed people, and people need food. We don't need the dairy industry so we have cows to look at and so tourists will come here. We need them for the food.
Yes, I'll get that done too. So I just graduated from VTC, from their dairy farm management program there. The landscape of the dairy industry is a lot different than even I thought it was. We went to Texas, went to farms where they were a small farm if they were milking 3,000 cows.
Like, we've moved away from the thing that was really the strength of Vermont, which is our ability to grow cool season grass, seasonally produce high quality milk, a flavor that you cannot get if you feed a lot of corn silage and alfalfa. Vermont dairy has gone away from that model and gone to a Midwest and now to more of a West Coast model, which is like, you know, you grow a lot of corn for silage. Your forage that you grow is alfalfa, not grass. The cows are inside all the time. And the reason for that is that consumers want to buy a low-cost product. And I produce high-quality milk for people who care about their food.
And I know I have some friends who are young dairy farmers, but the numbers are definitely down. And there's a lot of old farmers who don't have people to take over their dairy farms. So I think in the future we'll see probably more consolidation.
It makes it a hard sell to the next generation, so there's a lot of farms that aren't transitioning to the next generation, in part because the land is so valuable.
The biggest challenge is going to be the loss of service providers for the dairy industry, because as there's fewer and fewer dairy farms, and as the ones that are left are get bigger and bigger, they onboard a lot of their services in-house, which means that independent dairy supply people and farm equipment dealerships and everything else just disappear.
Are we doing this forever? You know, we've worked 7 days a week. We haven't been off the farm for a full week in years. I know how to be and not be a dairy farmer, but I don't know that Earl does.
My parents have done a really good job of providing me with the knowledge and the financial information of the business from a young age, so I was always involved in every aspect of the dairy.
I mean, I'm still worried about the future of the dairy industry in Vermont, but I think that our model is probably resilient enough to deal with that.
Perfect day to be out on pasture, and we will get stuck in Vermont with you again real soon.
Oh, that's good. That's good. Okay, I'm gonna do a little bit of video.
Of course.
Finish the pooping.
Yes.
Pooping just doesn't work for this. All right. So right now I'm just shooting a little bit of video, and then I'm gonna do some photos, but I'm gonna wait for the pooping. Are we done? Is it? I know, take your time.